Welcome to Underrated Sports Stories, where we uncover the untold legacies of athletes who shaped the world of sports, but didn't always get the recognition they deserved. Today, we take a look at the phenomenal story of Fanny Blankers Koen, the flying housewife who defines to Fanny Blankers Koen was born in the Netherlands in 1918. Growing up, she excelled at various sports, from swimming to fencing, but it was track and field where she truly found her calling. By the time World War II broke out, Fanny had already started competing internationally. Yet in 1948, at the age of 30, Fanny arrived in London for the Summer Olympics. But many doubted her. After all, she was not only older than most of her competitors, but also a mother of two. In those days, the idea of a woman, especially a mother, competing at the highest level was seen as unusual, even inappropriate. But Fanny Blankers Koen was determined to prove everyone wrong. She entered four events at the Games: the 100 meters, the 200 meters, the 80-meter hurdles, and the 4x100-meter relay. And what happened next was nothing short of historic. Fanny raced her way into the record books. She won gold in all four of her events, becoming the first woman to achieve such a feat at a single Olympics. Her performances shattered stereotypes about female athletes and mothers, earning her the nickname the Flying Housewife. Her dominance on the track was so undeniable that she was often compared to legendary male athletes like Jesse Owens. At a time when women were expected to stay at home, Fanny showed the world that motherhood and athleticism weren't mutually exclusive. However, despite her incredible success, Fanny Blankers Koen did not receive the same level of media attention as some of her male counterparts. Many dismissed her achievements, attributing them to the absence of top male athletes at the Games, or simply downplaying her wins because she was a woman. But Fanny never let the critics hold her back. She continued to compete in track and field for several more years, setting world records and inspiring a new generation of female athletes. Her four gold medals at the 1948 Olympics remain one of the most remarkable achievements in Olympic history. Why then is Fanny Blankers Koen not a household name? Perhaps it's because the world wasn't ready to embrace a female athlete of her caliber? Or maybe it's because her achievements came during a time when women's sports simply didn't get the same attention? But make no mistake, Fanny was a trailblazer. In 1999, she was named the Female Athlete of the Century by the International Association of Athletics Federations, a testament to her enduring legacy. Yet her story remains underappreciated outside of Olympic circles. So the next time you hear the names of great Olympians, remember Fanny Blankers Koen, a mother, a trailblazer, and one of the greatest athletes of all time, who showed the world that women belong at the top of the podium. And for the second, we explore the extraordinary life of Jim Thorpe, an athlete of unmatched versatility and determination, whose story remains one of the greatest in sports history. Jim Thorpe was born in 1887 in Indian Territory, now known as Oklahoma, to a Native American family. He grew up in challenging circumstances, but early on, he demonstrated a rare athletic ability across multiple sports. By the time he entered college, Jim Thorpe was not just good, he was a prodigy in track and field, football, baseball, and even basketball. In 1912, Thorpe competed in the Summer Olympics in Stockholm, Sweden. He entered two of the most grueling events, the pentathlon and the decathlon. Over 2 days of competition, Thorpe completely dominated both events, winning gold medals in each. His total points in the decathlon set a world record that stood for decades. What made Thorpe's achievement even more astonishing is that he was competing with ill-fitting shoes that he found in a trash bin just hours before the event. One of the shoes was too big, so Thorpe wore extra socks to make it fit. Even under such difficult conditions, Thorpe not only finished the decathlon, he outclassed the entire field. King Gustaf Von of Sweden famously told Thorpe after his victory, "You, sir, are the greatest athlete in the world," to which Jim Thorpe humbly replied, "Thanks, King." Despite this glowing recognition, Thorpe's Olympic triumphs would soon be overshadowed by controversy. In 1913, it was discovered that Thorpe had played minor league baseball for a small salary before competing in the Olympics. At that time, the Olympics were strictly for amateurs, and as a result, Thorpe was stripped of his gold medals. Many believed this punishment was overly harsh, especially given that Thorpe had not played for significant financial gain. Despite this setback, Jim Thorpe continued to excel in other sports. He went on to play professional football, baseball, and basketball, becoming one of the first Native American athletes to achieve national fame. Thorpe's legacy in football is particularly noteworthy. He was a founding member and the first president of what would later become the National Football League, NFL. Yet despite his versatility and dominance across so many sports, Jim Thorpe never received the recognition he truly deserved during his lifetime. Racial prejudice and the Olympic controversy overshadowed much of his incredible accomplishments. It wasn't until 1983, 30 years after his death, that the International Olympic Committee finally restored Jim Thorpe's Olympic medals. But by then, many felt it was too late. The injustice Thorpe faced highlighted how societal barriers and systemic discrimination kept even the most gifted athletes from receiving the respect they earned. Despite the challenges and injustices he faced, Jim Thorpe's legacy as one of the greatest athletes of all time is undeniable. His resilience, humility, and remarkable talent across so many sports make him a pioneer and an inspiration for athletes around the world, especially those from marginalized communities. Today, Jim Thorpe's name may not be as well known as others, but his story remains one of the most important in sports history. So the next time you think of multi-sport legends, remember Jim Thorpe, a true icon who defied the odds and broke barriers in a time when the world wasn't ready to fully embrace his greatness. Thank you for joining us on this journey through sports history. If you enjoyed this episode of Underrated Sports Stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories of athletes whose legacies deserve to be celebrated. Until next time, keep chasing greatness, whether the world notices or not.